G'day viewers, this is Troy from Troy's Visual Arts channel. Here's the latest update on my Nipkow disc mechanical 32 line television receiver. Got some good news and some bad news. The good news is I found exactly where the short to earth is on the video board. For some reason I had a bit of a brain fart and put a wire link between plus 12 volts and ground, which was silly of me to do. Anyhow, I cut the link and that solved the problem. And now the set is fired up. The bad news is, for starters, the picture is pretty dim. I think I'm going to have to get some brighter LED lights and make a new light bank. And I'm not able to synchronize the set as of yet. Good news is the Nipkow disc is actually well, it's a little warped, but it's not heaps warped on spinning, so it pretty well flattens itself out. Also, as seen here, the infrared LED is lit up, so we are getting a signal sent out, a sync signal sent out. But yeah, I can't seem to get it to synchronize, which is a bugger. And I can only get the picture so bright. It's just the LEDs I'm using. When I did hook up the LEDs, I was getting like a bright enough light source that I figured that I'll get a decent picture out, but it's just too dim. So I'm going to have to change the LED lights, and I'm going to have to work out what's going on with the synchronization issue, because I had this issue before. Anyhow, I'm using Richard Dill's circuit, and he's put a few test points in there to test the signal coming out. So I'm going to be testing the signals and seeing what's going on. Also, I may need to change the resistance of the motor as well, because you got to change the resistor depending on the load resistor, depending on the size of the motor and all that, and the other specs of the motor and all that. So I'm going to be looking into doing that. And there's also a resistor that goes to ground on one of the boards that doesn't have a value to it, but I think it's something you just need to put. I guess I need to put a resistor in there and make some adjustments and see what actually suits best. I can't remember which board it was on. Let's turn the light back on. Here we go. So on this part of Richard's schematic, we've got resistor number 24, which doesn't have a fixed value. I think I can't remember what Richard said about it, but I think you kind of have to play around with the resistor values until you get something that works for you. So got to look into that. Oh, by the way, yeah, I'm gonna have to switch the set off because the variable regulator is still overheating, so I'm going to have to put a heatsink on that variable regulator over there on the main power board. Just put my finger on it. It's not as hot as it was before, but it is still running pretty hot and starting to smell a bit. So yeah, I'm going to have to sort that out. Well, anyway, it's good that the set's firing up at least. I can adjust the sync and I can adjust the sync brightness, the black level and the contrast, but adjusting the motor speed doesn't seem to do anything. So I've got some problems there. I know also Richard said as well, just give me a moment, I'm just going to check to see if any of the other regulators are overheating. Just going to see if any... No, everything else is fine. Anyway, yeah, I know Richard said use a bright LED light instead of an infrared light. It's just that the problem is the photo transistor on the other side, it is made for infrared. I don't know if it will operate on just normal LED light, but I'll ask him about that. Yeah, I might have to look at the orientation of this opto fork too, because it may not be lining up properly with the sync holes. So I'm going to have to look into that. Alright, well, nothing much more to report. The set is on its way to working order. I just need to persevere with it and yeah, just test the signals, see if there's see what's happening with the at the test points, see if there's something amiss, and yeah, go from there. All right, stay tuned for my next update. This is Troy from the Toys Digital Arts channel signing out.